We got 3 games. We'll see. In the final game, unbelievable matchup. They've actually had a home and home over the last couple of years. We've got UCLA taking on Marquette. Mick Cronin, the head coach of UCLA, he's in his 5th season at UCLA. Under his leadership, the Bruins have reached the Final Four in 2021. In an epic, unbelievable game that was in the bubble in Indianapolis against Gonzaga. Sweet 16 in 02 and 03, or 2022 and 23. And has guided in his career 14 NCAA tournament berths in 20 seasons as a college head coach. Mick, it's the first time really in your tenure at UCLA without the likes of, Jaquez and Campbell and other really great players that have had, great careers at UCLA. So you had to sort of rebuild this roster. What was sort of your, in terms of going international, how did you look at how you could do it to have an elite team right off the bat?
Well, we're all going through the same stuff. Coach Few alluded to it. You don't know who's going pro. You don't know who's going into transfer portal. So you really have no life in the off season anymore. That's just reality. So people ask me about we have a lot of international guys. We just needed guys. You got to get some guys. You can't win without guys. Coaching's overrated. So we knew we were going to lose guys to the NBA. And we knew we were going to lose guys to graduation. We got one guy in the NBA that plays in the 4th quarter starting unit for the Miami Heat, a team that went to the NBA Finals. So we got a lot to replace, and it's been a challenging offseason for us because 2 of our guys from Europe didn't join us till September for various reasons. Adem Bona was out. We lost him in the NCAA tournament. He didn't play until our first game. So we did a foreign tour. We're just way behind because we haven't played with our 3 best NBA prospects. One of them, he won't play. Monday will be his first game. So we're just behind. We got talent. We're just young. But it's we all go through it. Everybody up here on this stage has gone through this.
So to that point, all 8 of you incredibly competitive, and rightly so. But if you can come out of here 2-1, or even 1-2 with like one of the 3 being a high-level win, how do you get through a 3-day period like that, managing that, know that you have to sort of think bigger picture, that it still can really benefit you if you don't win it, but get some quality wins or a win in this group?
Well, it's real easy for me because everybody knows I'm so patient. Such a calming influence on my team. But look, I think somebody said it already. The importance is, I think Coach Barnes said, we're all going to get better because we're here. So you have to know that. No matter what happens, you got to get better. And because we haven't played, Monday will be the first game with our whole roster. So we're just such a work in progress that I've got to show some maturity and realize that. As much as I want my team to compete and I want us to win, just the reality for us that if we do that, I got to be happy. And then we got to make adjustments as we go because we're just behind. I mean, we had a foreign tour, and like I said, those guys didn't play. We played Santa Clara in a scrimmage. We had 8 guys, so we had 7 guys in our first exhibition game because we had injuries. So that's the way it is for us, for all of us. We just all got to get better. That's what this is so great, and it's the best thing about basketball versus football. You can lose a few early. UConn wasn't ranked last year. So for all the geniuses out there that have those votes.
Shaka, you're going to take on this UCLA team with their full roster tomorrow. Shaka Smart from Marquette enters his 3rd year as head coach at Marquette. Guided Marquette to a historic level of success last season, highlighted by the program's first Big East Conference regular season and tournament title. Earned the National Coach of the Year honors, claimed unanimous Big East Coach of the Year accolades earlier this year, took VCU to the Final Four, done an unbelievable job in his career thus far. Aloha to Shaka Smart of Marquette. And Shaka, you guys had the unbelievable regular season conference tournament. You win the Big East. The tournament can be so cruel with the loss to Michigan State, but then everyone, for the most part, everyone came back. So managing that expectation of the process versus wanting to get right back to March, how have you managed this group and their enthusiasm, their energy to repeat what they did a year ago?
Well, it's a new team for us because our guys are much different than they were a year ago. So I think for fans and media, they put a lot of emphasis on what happened in the previous season. But, you know, these guys from one year to the next are markedly different, hopefully in a good way. As you mentioned, we were able to retain 8 out of our 9 rotation players. The one guy we lost was a very, very important player. He's playing in the NBA right now, Omax Prosper. But for us, you know, the great thing about being here, and we are incredibly grateful to be part of this field. It's humbling for me to even get a chance to sit up here with these guys. But the great thing for us is our goal is to build championship habits over the course of the season. The best way to do that is to play against championship level teams, and there's a lot of those here.
3 games in 3 days. You guys just came off a road game against Illinois. What's the key to managing? Because you did it in the victory in Madison Square Garden to win a tournament like that, intense, 3 in a row. How do you manage the time, the physical, the mental aspect of getting through an event like this to come out on top?
Well, I think the biggest thing is you try to win the first game. And the difference between this and a conference tournament is whether you win the first game or not, you're going to play again. And so you have to quickly move on. Mick's team and our team, we play the last game. So, you know, it's going to be less than 24 hours before you play again. And fortunately, it's easier for the players than it is for the coaches. Those guys are used to, you know, turning the page and getting on to the next game. They don't dwell on certainly a loss as much as coaches do. And I think that's a good thing. So we need to follow the players' lead.
Yeah, there'll be some late nights watching film, I'm sure, here in Honolulu. All right, so next we're going to take